I never imagined my marriage would fall apart in the middle of a quiet Sunday afternoon in our own living room with a single sentence from someone I barely spoke to. My wife, Jenna, and I had been married for 5 years. We had our UPS and downs like everyone else, but lately things had changed. The intimacy, the connection, the spark, all of it felt like it was just fading. At first, I blamed myself. Maybe I was working too much. Maybe I wasn't making her feel wanted enough. So I tried harder. Date, nights, gifts, listening more, even therapy, both solo and couples. I was giving everything, but nothing worked. And then one day we were sitting on the couch. She was scrolling through her phone, distant, cold. I finally asked her what I had been holding in for months. Why don't you ever want to, be close anymore? She barely glanced up. I just don't feel turned on by you anymore. It hit like a gut punch. Not because she said it, but how? Flat. No emotion. Like I was just a burden she was trying to deal with. Before I could even respond, before I could process the shame and heartbreak boiling inside her, younger sister, Tara, walked in. Tara had been living with us for a few weeks. Her lease was up, and she needed a temporary place to stay. Jenna offered, without asking me first, which I wasn't thrilled about, but I didn't argue. I tried to be accommodating, even though having her there added tension. Tara was different, bold, flirty, the kind of woman who always had something to say, sometimes without thinking. And she never treated me like I was invisible the way Jenna had been doing lately. She had clearly heard what Jenna said because she didn't hesitate. She stood there in the doorway, looked at both of us, then smirked and said, "Then let me." Everything stopped. I stared at her, mouth slightly open. Jenna whipped her head around like she couldn't believe what she just heard. For a second, I thought Tara was joking, but her eyes stayed locked on mine. She wasn't. Jenna's face turned red. "What the hell is wrong with you?" she snapped. At Tara. Tara just shrugged. "I'm tired of watching you treat a good man like garbage." "Get out," Jenna growled. "Right now." Tara scoffed and walked out of the room, but not before giving me one last look, and it wasn't one of regret. It was defiance. I sat there, stunned. I should have said something, anything, but my mind was spinning. The woman I loved just admitted she felt nothing for me anymore, and her sister, her own flesh and blood, basically threw herself at me. Jenna stood up, paced around the room, and then pointed at me. "Is this why you've been acting all needy lately? You like her attention, don't you?" "What?" "No," I said quickly. "You just told me you don't feel anything anymore." I didn't expect that. And Tara, she was out of line. "You looked like you were about to say yes." I was shocked. I said honestly, "You drop something like that on me, and then your sister comes in like we're on some kind of twisted reality show." She didn't respond. She just stormed off and slammed the bedroom door behind her. That night, she didn't speak to me. She locked the door. I slept on the couch, wide awake, mind racing. The next morning, Tara had packed and left. She texted me, saying she didn't want to make things worse, but that she meant what she said, that I deserved someone who wanted me. I didn't reply, but I couldn't stop thinking about it. Days went by. Jenna and I barely spoke. She wasn't sorry for what she said. She didn't even seem to care that her sister had made a pass at me. She was more angry that I didn't shut it down fast. Enough. We went back to therapy, but it felt useless. Every session, Jenna checked out mentally. Her phone was always more important. When the therapist asked what she wanted from our marriage, she shrugged and said, I don't know anymore. It was like she'd already left me emotionally, mentally, physically. She was gone. 3 weeks later, I came home early and found her sitting at the table with divorce papers. I think we're just dragging this out, she said. I didn't fight it. There was nothing left to fight for. I signed them. It was one of the most soul-crushing moments of my life. But, strangely, it also brought relief. The pretending was over. The trying, the hoping. We separated and I moved into a small apartment across town. I tried to rebuild. My job became my focus. My friends reached out. Some even tried to set me up with people. But I wasn't ready until I saw Tara again. It had been 6 months. She ran into me at a coffee shop. Her smile was soft as this time, less smug, more genuine. We talked. She apologized again for what she said that day. I told her the truth, that it wasn't her fault, that her words may have been inappropriate, but they ripped the bandage off a wound I had been ignoring for too long. We didn't date right away. That would have felt wrong, but we kept talking. Eventually, talking became seeing each other, and then something real began to grow. I wrestled with it. The morality, the awkwardness, the fact that she was Jenna's sister. But Tara never treated me like a backup. She treated me like someone worth being with. And one night, as we sat on my balcony watching the city lights, she said, "You were never the problem." She just stopped seeing your worth. I never did. That night, I didn't feel ashamed anymore. I felt free. Maybe things didn't end the way I wanted, but sometimes endings are just new beginnings dressed as disasters. If this story touched your heart, please like the video, subscribe to the channel, and don't forget to press the bell icon so you never miss the next